Hello, good morning. Today is Thursday, May 13th, I think. I'm not sure. Forget what day and date it is most days. Anyway, we are here to talk about the mini Meadow project that we're doing here in Wyncote, Pennsylvania. We are in week 3, so this past weekend was the kind of 2-week mark. I did not do a quick video, but here I am kind of into the 3rd week, pretty far into the week. It's morning, so the sun is still rising. You know, a lot of sun on the house here, but the like roughly 10 by 30 plot in the front yard here is definitely growing in. I have a lot of neighbors when I'm out here asking me, you know, what the heck am I doing? They think it's like some kind of toxic spill or off limits area. So I tell them what I'm doing, and mostly everyone's like, oh, okay, that's kind of cool, I guess. But yeah, I mean, not a whole ton to report here other than, you know, it's growing in. You can see the edge along here, and I'll get to explaining some things that I put in. I guess this is probably a better spot to kind of see the demarcation line. I've cut the grass a few times, I think 3 times since I started. This is almost 3 weeks worth of growth in the grass. I have put in some small plugs from different things I have around the yard. I mean, we have a ton of coneflower and black-eyed Susans. There's a small plug that I put in. Kind of come by every couple days, kind of by hand, just rip some of the grass out around it, thinking, you know, give it some more area to kind of grow. I have also been planting some larger plugs, I call them. This was just kind of a fountain grass that I had tucked away in the corner of the yard. I'm not even sure what it is. I didn't like where it was, so I moved it around. I move stuff around my yard all the time for no real apparent reason, just because I want to. I believe that last one we were looking at was a coneflower. This is a black-eyed Susan here, fairly large one, and another one here. Eventually Glynis will see where I took it out and left a massive gaping hole. I'm sure I'll hear it, but whatever. You know, some other normal things as you'd expect. Dandelions popping up, probably weeds and things like that. Yeah, you know, I kind of like what it looks like. Kind of has an interesting visual to it, especially with the yard, with the main grass that continues to get cut. Of course, I do wish I made it larger, but I don't know, maybe next year, maybe phase 2 in the summer, kind of let part of this grow also. I do have some much smaller plugs over here. Actually just put these in the other day. More of the same, rudbeckia and coneflower. I do notice that some of the smaller plugs are being eaten by something, either bunnies or deer, but that's not uncommon. That's not uncommon here in our yard. We have a ton of things over on this side that get eaten regularly. Here's that wildflower patch we put in last year, starting to come in, and some variegated hostas, which you can see over there. That smaller far one is being nibbled on by something, as well as some of these other smaller things in the middle. There's some cosmos coming in. Not sure what these orange ones are, orange and yellow ones. Maris knows. And yeah, you know, weeds coming in here in this section of the yard. Transplanted some things. Rose of Sharon, which I know is invasive, but I kind of like it. Small one. And a lilac plant that we got at the flower show years and years ago. Glynis and I bought that. It's we moved that from the backyard. It was too wet, we felt like, where it was, and it was just wasn't healthy, so we moved that out this year. We also found some Russian sage that was tucked away on the hill out back. We brought that out here. Kind of like how this tower came together. Glennis and Maris actually put that together from some salvaged wood that we found up the street. Some neighbors were throwing it all out. There's a whole bunch more. I think I'm gonna go up and get it. They plan to let their beans and other things kind of grow up that. Very cool, kind of like old-timey oil rig coming up. But this first plot here is basically our herb garden. We have some thyme and rosemary and oregano and chive, and I think we have some dill from seeds, and found actually a curry plant the other day. I think there's also some plugs in here. You can see them. The kids were taking some old celery that we cut down, and they grew it in the kitchen and now planted it out here. We got some lettuces, kale, some other things back in there, and raspberry patch here that is constantly growing underneath of the raised bed. I gotta keep making sure it stays contained. So yeah, that's a little more than our meadow project, but you know, there it is on the other side of the bike ramps. And plan for the next week or two is continue to move plugs out. Maybe put some other sculptural elements in here. Not really sure. Maybe leave an old bird bath over there somewhere. And just see what happens as time passes. So I'll check in after week 3, give you an update. Bye-bye. Thanks for watching.